Good morning, story trading VIPs. How is everyone doing? It is Thursday, September 26th, and we are celebrating this trade idea in Micron MU. If you're with us yesterday, you know I was pounding the table on Worth and ER bet. As I kind of said it like 6, 7 times. ER bet on Micron. Said it on the morning show, also on the Benzinga show at 11 a.m. The ones I got in, $99 calls expiring this week. There were also, I think Godfather got into November 110s. I followed him into November 115s, but I got cold feet. I sold those before the close. Not cold feet. I was up on them. I'm up on the common stock. I'm like, let me just take my profits because we got the ER anticipation one we wanted. I'm like, let me take my profits. I'll just roll a few calls, swing a few calls into the open tomorrow. I'm going to say, look, in after hours, I also sold my core position at like 105, 104 to 105. Made some quick money there. But after looking at the reason I sold it was because they beat guidance by like 5% and the stock was up by like 10% or something. I'm like, all right, my rule of thumb is to use the guidance beat as an estimate of how much the stock can go up, realizing that we've been beaten down too much. Look, I even said the stock would explode. What I said yesterday was all the stock they just have to meet guidance and the stock will explode. Right. So why didn't I listen to myself? They beat guidance. So of course it's going to explode, and even much going into this report. So Micron is part of our model portfolio as well. We also have an open swing card on it, which we never closed. I'm going to keep all that open because now looking at all the analysis coming in, tons of upgrades coming in, the sentiment's really good. It just goes to show you that this move here was overdone, right? So you almost have to think of it as, hey, maybe the stock should have been, forget this drop here. Maybe the stock should have been 127 and then gone up 5% from there. That's kind of the sentiment that's out there in the market. So I'm not going to be removing MU from the model portfolio. We're not removing it from the swing card. We're still going long on this. In fact, I might buy back some shares in my long-term retirement account because it's meant to be a long-term position. Fact, I didn't listen to myself. I added extra shares yesterday going into the report, but I was just too tempted to take the quick profits. But if you're thinking long term, what difference does it really make anyway? If you no, I'm not Hillary Clinton. What difference does it really make? But okay, so what difference does it make if you buy, sell at 105, buy $8 higher? If you're holding it long term for like 127, 130, something like that, it doesn't really make a difference. So I'm not gonna feel bad about buying it back higher in the long term account. So I think I might do that. All right. The call options that I picked up, they closed yesterday about $3.40. They'll be up about 300% at the open. So congrats if you played MU with us. Macroeconomically, we got some tailwinds today, particularly with China. More good news coming out of China in terms of liquidity injections. I don't have all the details for you. I put them in the Discord as they were coming out last night and this morning again. KWeb up again 10%. BABA hitting our initial target of $99. And again, How many times I tell you the last several days, it's going up, it's going to 99, it's hitting these targets, but I'm not playing. And I also gave a target of 117 after that. And I think it's going there. I'm still not playing it. I don't know. I just have a block on Baba, but that's my analysis. So do what you want with it. And if you want to lead the community as a trader and give some trade ideas, give some entries and exits or contracts, go ahead and do that. Okay. I now have a swing target of 117 on Alibaba, up 7%, breaking our initial target of 99 here at 102.70. I am, however, playing it with a little bit of Neo, with the fundamental backdrop of what the Godfather has been telling us after that. It wasn't an earnings report. There was some data that came out that caused this big pop. Yeah, it was earnings. So in any way, I got into Neo this morning at like 594, added averaged up, what more at $6 or above 596. I just saw it was underperforming. It's still underperforming KWeb. It's underperforming LI Auto. All right. We know it's undervalued fundamentally. It's above this key inflection area here at 6. Well, you have the 200 DMA, but above 605 right now. I gave a couple targets in the chat room. I forgot exactly what I said, but we'll do it again. So about 605, then I see about 634, and then 7. 7's a magnet. See how strong that 7 support was? When you have a very, very strong support like that, it becomes a resistance magnet. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this swing to 7. Again, am I going to swing this to 7? Probably not. Why? Because I have a block on Chinese stocks. I just like day trade Chinese stocks. But if you want to recommend some ideas to the community and help us execute on this from a swing time frame, go ahead. I'd love to hear what you have for us, and maybe we'll execute on that. Maybe I'll follow you along with some trepidation just because I have a mental block on Chinese stocks. But in any case, those are the targets for Neo. So going back to, let's go head on to our top list here this morning. Remember the other day, we also played Neo and Bitcoin successfully on that Chinese pump. There's a lot, and I said the other day, a lot of Asian demand for Bitcoin. So I think that's going to filter into the risk assets and money coming into there. So people are going to buy more Bitcoin internationally. That was a thesis the other day, and it worked for that day. It was a great day trade. Anyway, we have a swing on this, a new all-time high. So I bought some BITX. I think it's 2 times Bitcoin, but you can play this any way you like with the crypto names. MSTR, Coin, Hood comes to mind. Hood didn't work out that day, if you remember. And Hood got an upgrade, though, this morning. Have an upgrade, so maybe it'll do better today. I think I'm just going to stick with BITX today, maybe MSTR calls. We'll see. We'll see if I have attention for that, because there's a few other things we got to talk about. All right. But I like them long term. I have it in my portfolio, my long-term portfolio. We have a swing card open on Bitcoin. And same with Tesla. Tesla, man, did we ever give perfect timing on Tesla? We always seem to have great timing on Tesla. Tesla 270 and 299 are the swing targets I gave you. Now it's a 262. Got some common shares in my retirement account, and I held one option overnight. But also yesterday, Elon Musk tweeted out Robotaxi event 10/10, I think in Los Angeles, October 10th. They're starting to send out invitations. That's that first Chinese pump day. And I'm going to say it again, Chinese pump day, because Chinese demand for Teslas is something that hurt the stock last year. A lot of this was because Chinese demand was low. Okay. So now you can say, all right, here's another macro tailwind for Tesla here, which could also help Tesla from that perspective. So that's Tesla still in place. So we got Bitcoin, we got Tesla, we got Neo, all this stuff in play. Micron, I'm going to be maybe adding back. By the way, I think Micron can run all day, because look at the strength of this chart. Like no dips, man. It was consistently being bought. This is like the 4 to 7 a.m. hour, so forget this part. But if you look at this up here, I mean, there's a straight line up. I mean, this is probably institutional buying, in my opinion. So 113, I'm probably not even going to sell the calls at the open. The 3 calls that I have, which are now going to be trading at $14. All right. Bought them for like $250. I'm not. So up, I don't know, over 4 times on those. I don't think I'm going to sell those. I'm going to let those run for today. All right. That's Micron. Let's go to CRISPR. CRISPR. Okay. We're finally getting some movement here. I think this is big news. Maybe I have it wrong. I think this is big news. Yesterday, after the close, Pfizer voluntarily pulled a sickle cell anemia drug off of the market. Okay. voluntarily pulled it from the market. Now, the first thing that came to my mind is, well, CRISPR has a sickle cell cure. So I went and did some research on in terms of what companies will benefit the most from this, and with the help of AI. And it always came back CRISPR, right? There's another company out there, Blue, that has also this is a cure, by the way. This is a DNA genetic cure for sickle cell anemia. Now, the drug that Pfizer took off the market, well, because of adverse events, okay, risk of death, basically the safety risk didn't match the efficacy gain. So the one they took off the market, I didn't independently verify, but ChatGPT told me it was like 250 million revenue in 2022. All right. So the TAM doesn't increase, right? But the penetration could increase. What percent of the TAM they get can now increase with that treatment off of the market. So you would think that's a good thing fundamentally. Also, just sentiment wise, even if no one doing the fundamentals, just that headline. All right, competitor drops out. Well, that should be good for you. So a little bit now we're starting to get a move, right? I bought this in after hours close to 47 last night. Added more close to 47 this morning. All right, so we're now there 46.90 by 47. So I got a target for you here of close to $50, 50 DMA. I think we can have one big, nice open green candle today. Well, maybe some resistance here at 40. So let's say between $49 and $50. All right. So you know what? Like today, everyone's going to be chasing Tesla and Chinese stocks and Bitcoin. So this seems like a boring stock to play, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right. I think I'm going to buy some call options at the open as well. I just think it's big news. And, I also did some validating my idea based on social media searches and everything. And not a lot of people talking about it, but the ones who are all have the same reaction I do. Wow, this is great news for CRISPR, which could be a good thing, right? That not a lot of people are talking about it yet, but the consensus is good. That could be good. By the way, CRISPR is part of ARK, a decent part of decent chunk of ARK, and ARK is going to be pumping today because of Tesla and Coinbase. All right. And if Tesla and Coinbase go up, which causes ARK to go up, that'll cause the algorithms to buy more of CRISPR as well. So you get that tailwind on CRISPR today as well. So CRISPR is going to be in the top 5. We got Neo, Bitcoin, Tesla, and CRISPR all going to be in the top 5. Even Mu, but I don't know, as a day trade, that was yesterday's trade. But like basically, I just want to draw attention to. I think Mu is still good for the long term here, even at 113. All right, that's my point about Mu. All right, I do think it could run all day, and I am willing to hold my options for a bit. But in any case, another one. Man, there's so many upgrades this morning too, and a lot of news. I can't get to all of it. Let me just jump to On. There was an upgrade on Holdings on a day like today when the markets are pumping. On Holdings, I think could do well. The price target came in at 60, was it? Something like that. Take a look at that if you want, but it's not going to be a top pick. I did get a small position in pre-market just to diversify some of my bets this morning, but Palantir got an upgrade from Dan Ives. 38 going to 45s. Dan Ives is like the most influential voice when it comes to tech stocks. So Palantir definitely could be in play today. ASTS, did some research on this. I'm thinking I updated the trade card. We have an open trade card on this. This stock has failed so far. I think the bottom is going to be in either Friday or Monday. All right. I learned a lot about warrant conversions. Basically, retired. I mean, this was all public. I just didn't pay attention to it. August 27th, ASTS came out. You can see the stock since August 27th. Look at this. Straight down, aside from this basically one candle. All right, since August 27th, people are forced to convert their ASTSW into ASTS common shares, and then they're just selling those common shares to get the profit out of it. That's going to be done on Friday. And then if you don't convert by Friday, you only get a penny a share. AST worth $13. Company's only going to give you a penny. So make sure you sell these shares at $12.83 or convert it $12.90 or convert it to common stock. So that could be a big catalyst that can start moving. ASTS, by the way, also trying to bounce off the 50 DMA here. It's close. It's good. It's all right. It's all right if you miss by a few cents. Not a big deal. So ASTS next support would be like 2304, which I think could be possible still, and still bounce even though it violates the 50 DMA, because that was the high before the big pump. That's an important level. That's still very strong support, even if you're below the 50 DMA. All right. All right. The other thing I want to draw to your attention is let's go to our solar list. I've been talking about solar since haven't made any big bets on it, but every day we pine about it. Every other day, every third day, we pine about the solar sector. When is this going to take off? Because interest rates are coming down. Maybe today is the day it takes off because First Solar got a big upgrade this morning. Initiation, $300 price target. Where is it? It's not even in the newsfeed. I don't know where. I must have put it somewhere in the chat room. All right, it's in there. All right. So, I'm on watch list news, symbol news. All right, there we go. Truist Securities initiates $300 price target. That alone, because it's like they're probably the best in breed. So you say, okay, that doesn't apply to the rest of the market, the rest of the solar stocks. But in this environment, with the macro tailwinds and lower rates all over the place and liquidity injection in China, I'm going to say this could be a trigger to get TAN to start finally moving. TAN over here, one of the beatdown sectors that have not really recovered yet, this along with RK, basically. So 41 by 41.70, I think maybe we could say, let's go to the top of this. See this resistance here? 1, 2, 3, 4 candles right over there below the 200 DMA. Maybe we can have a 43.21 target on this, on TAN. 43.21. Maybe we get a big open green candle to 43.21 today. Or maybe that's, I'm starting to think, is this the key inflection? I don't know. But at some point, this thing has to inflect. Maybe today's the day. Maybe today is the catalyst that causes this to have a swing, longer-term inflection where we would say, let's give a price target above 43.67. We're going to break the 200 DMA. I'm not really ready to say that yet. I'm not ready to say that. Let's just do a day trade. I think we can revisit this if and when it breaks the 200 DMA. Let's look at the weekly. Oh, this is even a more important line, 43.79. So if we break above 43.79, oh, then this thing's going to pump to $55. That'll be fun. All right. So solar, keep it on your radar. I might take a trade on it. I might take a trade on it today. All right. But I swung a Tesla call overnight. I think I'm going to be adding to my Tesla calls. I took some BITX this morning. Maybe I'll look at some MSTR calls, something like that. NEO, I'm looking at day trading this one today. As we talked about CRISPR, I'm actually really excited about CRISPR, even though it's done nothing so far. I think I'll take some call options in that. And with that, Rhett, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to pop on. All right. How you doing, Rhett?
Morning, Ben. Thanks for having me. Doing great.
Awesome. Great to see you here this morning. All right, gave you the rundown. What do you like best?
I'm liking NEO. I mean, I know I'm not a really big fan of Chinese stocks, but there's always a lot of hype around it. And I think you're right on that psychological level of going to 7. So may see a nice run up there.
Right there, 7.
Yep.
7? You think today for 7?
Probably
swing.
not today, but definitely for a swing play. I mean, 7 is going to be in play. But
all right, well, you know what? If you come up with some ways to execute on that, let the community know, and maybe I'll follow you. Maybe I'll follow you on a swing. Right now, it's just a day trade for me. All right, that's NEO.
Yeah. Another one I like is actually Palantir. I feel like there's going to be more hype around that, especially with that new $45 target.
Yeah,
so may see a nice little rip straight out the gate in the morning. And if you play those calls right, you can easily make 30 to 50% very fast. So something to watch out for.
Which calls would you recommend to get out of the gate?
Just like right at the monies. Yeah.
37, 37.50, something like that. Yep. What they have. They have 37.50. Yeah. Interesting. All right. That could be a way to play it too.
And then there was, I like CRISP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to definitely swing that as well. So there's a lot of good opportunities out there today. So
there are. All right. So let's rank these over here for today. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. I could pay for this. I'm going to put CRISPR first, man. I'm going to put CRISPR first just because I like to be a little bit of a contrarian and be a little ahead of a trade that not everyone's in yet. And then it's even better credit, right?
Yeah.
Later. All right. If CRISP explodes today and no one was on it, then we can have a nice video for social media. All right, Crisp up 10%. Look, Story Trading called it when it was only up 2% at 9:25 a.m. So I'm going to do that just for that reason. All right, so we got Crisp, Neo, Bitcoin, Tesla, Palantir, TAN, MU. I'm not sure of the order. Let's just Crisp 1 and everything else. We got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stocks. All right, so call it that. Crisp number 1, then Neo, Bitcoin, Tesla, Palantir, TAN, and Micron swing, long-term swing.
Sweet. Sounds good. I'm liking it.
I got to go set up some trades, guys. Good luck, everyone.
All righty. Good luck.
Yep.